Welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Tottenham versus Manchester City. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight into this. City could effectively taste the victory, but when VAR said that Aguero's last-minute goal was offside, they were just so far, they were far from it, and they couldn't reach that W. Yeah, the transition of expression on their faces was actually incredible. When they thought that they nicked that winning goal, the City players and the City fans were absolutely elated. But then when they found out that the goal got disallowed, they were just gutted, to say the least. We've seen them win things like the Carabao Cup and the Premier League title, but we haven't seen them get their hands around that UCL trophy. Manchester City are effectively run by the whole of Saudi Arabia. They have their full financial support. So the fact that Man City have now exited the Champions League competition this season means that the whole of Saudi Arabia will be crying over it. Okay, so this Swansea fan is saying that Manchester City basically just have to take the L and not complain over it. They're saying that the nature of football is that sometimes it may not go your way. That's just how it be like. Okay, even though Spurs did impressively get past Manchester City, they are still the biggest bottle jobs in the world. Even though obviously Manchester City spent a lot of money in the summer transfer window and Tottenham spent £0, 0 pence, at the end of the day, one club wins trophies, one club doesn't. It's that simple. Raheem's clinical. I've said this in my other videos. Like, at Liverpool, he was criticised for his shooting. He didn't really have his shooting boots on, as they say. But as I said, when he moved to Manchester City, he just became a lot more clinical, and yeah, his finishing has drastically improved. Obviously, he bagged himself 2 goals in a match. It would have been a hat-trick, but then VAR were just like, it's not your day, mate. It's peak for Pep. He's just going to be posted up at home watching his rivals playing in that UCL competition when he knows that his team could have as well if it wasn't for that meddling VAR. Pep knows that you cannot be too complacent in football. Anything can happen on the day, and we saw that yesterday in that Champions League Classic match. Yeah, I heard through the grapevine that certain men were saying that City could possibly win all 4 competitions: the Carabao Cup, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the UCL. Certain men were saying that, and I was like, don't get too ahead of yourselves. They are a quality team, but winning that quadruple is incredibly tough. So yeah, that's a very tall order. But I definitely don't think anyone's wondering whether Pep Guardiola will get sacked or not. In my opinion, he is the best manager in the Premier League. I think they'll win the FA Cup because, you know, Watford, they did well against Wolverhampton, but Man City are just levels from Watford, if I'm being real with you. And as for the Premier League, that's definitely up for debate. I think both teams have an equal chance of winning it, but if I were to pick one, I'd probably say City, just because they already have that experience of winning the title, whereas Liverpool haven't won it in time. A lot of people call City Stadium the Empty-Had. Obviously, like, empty, the name speaks for itself. But the thing is, for this match, there was a very good atmosphere because obviously it was a big UCL Cup tie. City were playing against their domestic rivals, so they're guaranteed to sell seats. Right at the death, Eriksen tried to pass it back, but then Bernardo Silva intercepted, which led to the goal from Aguero that was ruled offside. But yeah, they just made it harder for themselves, which obviously I enjoyed since I wanted them to take that L. Yeah, a lot of people say that Manchester City have plastic fans. I literally know a Manchester City fan who literally switched up his supported club to City just because of that time when Aguero scored that goal that won them the title over Manchester United. And speaking of that time, imagine if Martin Tyler was commentating over that match and said Sterling in that same voice that he did when Aguero scored in that match against QPR. Obviously, I'm not going to do the voice because I don't want to scream down my mic, but yeah. I could not agree more with what my man Slytooth just said here. If Arsenal were playing, it would have been way more intense and way more nerve-wracking for me. Obviously, the game was still incredibly tense, but even more so if my supported club were playing in that match. For me personally, Umar, I think it was level. For the City fans situated in Manchester, it would have been a bit more calm. But if you're a City fan who's situated in London, it would have been peak. You're going home from the game absolutely deflated, and you feel like you've been robbed because of VAR. For those particular City fans, I feel like the journey back home would feel like an eternity. Yeah, we need to talk about Kevin. KDB did bits. I think he got himself a hat trick of assists, which was just mad. So yeah, he put in a brilliant performance, obviously assisting the goals as we're so accustomed to seeing with him, as he is arguably the best midfielder in the world. And even though, as I said, I hate to big up Tottenham, Heung-min Son is an absolute beast. He offers great pace, shooting and dribbling to Tottenham's attack. And yeah, he is a terrific player. He probably will. I assume this guy's a Liverpool fan because he's using that red emoji. But when you have a player of KDB's quality, you know you're going to get consistency. That's the thing. That's what separates good players and great players, consistency. And he is, in my opinion, Manchester City's, main man, star man. City look to him when they're in need of a big moment because he is capable of producing those types of moments. I have to be real for a sec. Fernando Llorente, when the ball came to him, it hit his knee, not his arm. At first glance, I thought it was his arm too, but then when I saw the replay, I realized that the ball hit his knee, not his arm. Anyway, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out.
Too much on my mind, yeah. I can't make my mind up. Told her that time's up. I've been on my grind.